Welcome into another Fallout 76 video, and in today's video we're going to be showing you where to find and tame animals, so you can have the likes of Deathclaws, Mirelurks and more roaming around your camps as pets. But before we head on over and check them out, and if you feel like today's video helps you, consider clicking that subscribe button for more Fallout content like this, and so you never miss out on any videos that I publish. And if you can, consider dropping a like so that more people in the Fallout community can see this. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing we need to cover before you go out looking for your furry and not so furry friends is that having camp pets is not so simple as heading down to your nearest Appalachian pet store and picking out one to take home. And no, I'm not talking about that little feature that Bethesda announced that was coming to Fallout 76 but never did, but who knows, maybe someday they might revisit it. But looking for the animal you want to bring back to your camp to watch over it while you're out traversing the wasteland is going to require you to do a few steps, so let's go over them. Firstly, if you've come here because on your travels you've come across a Deathclaw wandering around somebody else's camp and you thought to yourself, heck, I want one of those. Well, simply heading over to locations like Deathclaw Island or the Devil's Backbone ain't gonna cut it, as these are fixed spawn points. The way you need to lure these creatures back is firstly going to require you to find them in random encounters, and as previously mentioned in our Rarest outfits video, random encounters are triggered at multiple locations across the map, and when you enter these random encounter spawns, quite literally it will be completely random what you come across. But don't worry, I've narrowed down several locations you can check out where I had the most luck in finding my pet Deathclaw. If you'd also like to try out several other locations, you can check out this map on screen, which I'll also provide a link to in the description below, so you can check out all the random encounter spawn points yourself. But I will warn you ahead of time, it will more than likely require you to server hop probably multiple times until you get the random encounter with the particular animal you want to find. Now, before we check out some of the locations, we need to cover how to actually tame these creatures in the wild, as similarly to finding them, it's not as simple as walking up to one and trying to lure it with some treats. In order to tame these creatures, you'll need to equip the Animal Friend perk card, which can be found in the Charisma category, and for the best results like trying to tame Deathclaws and Guais, you'll need to max this perk card out to max rank. And before anyone else tells you, no, you don't need the Wasteland Whisperer perk card equipped to increase your chances or help you tame these animals, as it will do nothing in order to tame them, so forget about that completely. But quite simply, when you head out to some of these locations where these random encounters can occur, you'll need to do exactly what the perk card says and aim your weapon for a chance to pacify the animal you're trying to acquire. But the majority of the time, you'll be able to tame the creature and send it back to your camp. But like most things in Fallout 76, there's always a catch. When you head over and try and tame a Deathclaw, for example, it might not always work, as even though the Animal Friend perk card might say you have a 75% chance to pacify a creature, well, that doesn't mean that you have a 75% chance to tame it, as every creature you want to tame is broken up into different tiers of chances, and I'll leave all of the percentages of each chance you have down below in the description so you can check out each one. But with the likes of a Deathclaw, you have a 50% chance to tame it, so quite simply, if you walk up to it and it doesn't say tame, well, unfortunately you're gonna have to keep searching for another random encounter or jump to another server and try again, as you'll have a 50-50 chance to tame it. So yeah, it might take you a while, but in some instances you could be extremely lucky, and when you come across another random encounter with a Deathclaw, the RNG gods could be in your favor and you might be lucky enough to tame it. And with any creature that you're lucky enough to tame, you'll have the option to send it back to your camp by simply choosing the option send back to camp. And for anyone wondering, no, these camp pets won't take up any of your build budget. However, back in the day of when the game first launched, they used to, but now they don't. The next thing, which is also highly advisable when it comes to securing the pet that you desire, is that when you manage to tame your furry friend, do not try and follow the creature or escort it back to your camp, mainly because if you do this, you severely increase the chances of your pet getting attacked by enemies throughout the wasteland, and in some cases, you could end up getting your pet killed on the way back, which means unlike Fallout 4, you won't be able to simply whip out a stim pack and bring it back to life. Nope, that's it, you gotta do the process all over again. So once you tame the creature you want, simply go about your business or even fast travel back to your camp and your pet will make its way back on its own. And when you arrive back to your camp and find that it's not there, don't worry, as it can take anywhere up to a few seconds or even up to 30 minutes or even in some cases 24 hours for your pet to make its way back. But rest assured, it will eventually arrive back safe and sound. So now that we've covered how to tame the creature you're looking for, let's go over some of the locations where I personally had the best luck in triggering a random encounter. But again, be aware that when you arrive to these locations, the random encounters you encounter could be completely different. So I encourage you to definitely try out other locations provided with the map in the description. The first location where I had the best luck and where I found my Deathclaw was the Cranberry Glade. This is probably the easiest out of all of the random encounters, as when you fast travel to this location, you will immediately arrive on the random encounter spawn point. So this is a quick win, because if you arrive and nothing is there, or if you have something different, you can move on to the next spawn point. The next two locations I had a lot of luck with triggering random encounters was just north of Johnson's Acre. When you arrive here, immediately turn around and head up the mountain behind you, and when you get to the top of this mountainside trail, you'll arrive at the random encounter event. The next location is extremely close by. From here, head west and follow this route, and when you arrive at the lake at the end of this route, on the opposite side of the lake, you'll trigger the next random encounter. And the final location is just south of Abby's bunker in the mire. When you arrive at this location, turn around and follow this route down this road, and when you get past the tree in the middle of the road, which normally will have a couple of Wendigos spawn, you'll find the next random encounter spawn just after the Wendigos. And to clear up some of the lingering questions that some people might have, yes, if you move your camp or switch your camp from one location to another, your pet will go to your other camp, and depending on what region you have your camp placed, some of the pets that you have will actually change in level and change in variant. For example, the Deathclaw that you bring back, if it's level 50 and just a standard Deathclaw, it can change its level from 50 to 75 or even level 100 and change from a regular Deathclaw into a glowing Deathclaw, as this is quite simply down to the regions around the world, as each region can have an effect on your pet, and this also applies to most of the animals that you're able to tame. And also, I know a lot of people wonder this, but no, you cannot tame a Mothman or a Scorch Beast, and for a list of tameable creatures, they'll all be available in the description below along with their tameable chances. And there you have it, where and how to get camp pets. Hopefully it won't take you too long to find the pet you're looking for, and if you found today's video helped you out, consider clicking that subscribe button for more Fallout content like this, and so you never miss out on any videos that I publish. I want to say a massive thank you to all of our channel members and subscribers over here on YouTube, as it means the world to me that you enjoy my content and the work that I produce. For our Bethesda fans, if you find yourself shopping on the Bethesda store and would like to support the channel, you can use my creator code BTPineapple012 to receive 20% off of your purchases at checkout. And if you'd like to support the channel in a more personal way, consider checking out my merch store, which has an array of t-shirts, mugs and other pineapple related merch, which I'll leave a link to in the description of this video. And lastly, to you, the viewer, the person who stumbled upon this video, thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, Vault Dwellers, stay safe out there in the wasteland, welcome to Vault 93, and I'll catch you all in the next video.